Hey, this is Charmaine Ironside, and in this video I want to share my third secret or my third tip for losing weight without dieting. And so this tip is one of my favorites, and it all comes down to self-love. So it's all about eating healthy because you care about yourself and because you deserve to thrive and you deserve to feel good. And so first thing I want to say is the word should has to go. Because if you're saying, I really should drink more water, I really should have more broccoli or veggies, I really should exercise, that basically just means it's probably a good idea, but I know I'm not going to. It's a very disempowering word, and it really takes the control and power away from yourself. So I would encourage you, stop shoulding on yourself and just get rid of that word, because it's never an exciting action plan. It's just something to produce guilt and shame because you're probably not going to do what you should do. I always like to use the word I choose to, I deserve to, I'm going to. It's not I should, because I should means nothing. It just means you're going to feel guilty because you're never going to do it. So get rid of that word. I choose to drink more water because it helps my skin and hair feel amazing and it helps me shed more weight quickly. I choose to exercise because it makes me feel strong. How much more empowering is that than saying, "Ooh, I really should exercise"? So change your words. Your words are powerful. The next thing is guilt has to be out. If you love yourself, you eat things that show your body you love it. You either treat your body like a temple or you treat your body like a frat house. And I encourage you, you get one body, you get one shot. Why not treat your body with the utmost respect possible? Which means giving it real live foods that are good for it. And it doesn't mean it can't taste good. I mean, I love treats, I love cupcakes, I love sweets, but I choose ones that have more quality ingredients versus like a ding dong from the from the convenience store. So I love my sweet stuff too. I love salty, savory chips and things like that, but I choose ones with higher quality ingredients more of the time. And when it comes down to, caring about yourself, I believe you can have the treats, but you have to do it in a mindful, slow way that you're actually enjoying it. Because if you're feeling guilty while you eat something, your natural fat burning ability is stunted. It slows right down. Not to mention, when you feel bad about eating something, you're actually not getting any joy from it. And then the last part about if you're going to eat some more foods that maybe you don't think are that healthy, eat to the point where you still have energy. Don't overeat. So just avoid overeating in general. I know that's easier said than done as a card-carrying emotional eater. Sometimes I just want to binge on something. But overall, one of my guidelines, which I encourage you to adopt, is eat to the point where the food gives you energy. That point where you're like, oh, this tastes so good, the pizza or whatever, it's so good, and then you're like, I'm just going to have one more piece. And you go from like enjoyment and your body feels fine to like, oh my gosh, I need a nap. I'm lethargic and I wish I hadn't eaten that second, or that eighth piece of pizza or whatever it is for you. But eat to the point where the food gives you energy instead of robs your energy. And that will just be such a game changer. In terms of actual nutrition tips, I'm a trained kinesiologist. I took a ton of nutrition certifications, but I personally believe that it's more important to trust your body and to listen to what your body needs. So what makes you feel amazing? What helps you thrive? And a few kind of guidelines that I really encourage you to go by is to count chemicals in your food, not calories. I don't care about the calorie count on anything I eat. I just care about how it makes me feel and how much junk is in there. Because if there's a lot of ingredients that you don't recognize when you read a label, your body won't recognize it either, and it's very stressful on your body to digest non-foods and chemicals. So the next thing is to eat mainly fibrous carbohydrates. Avoid the really simple carbohydrates as much as possible. Like I said, I love cupcakes. That's like my favorite food. But generally, when I'm planning a meal, I try to have as much vegetables. When I say fibrous carbs, I mean vegetables. Broccoli is like the best thing you could have. And so also whole grains. Choose whole grains over, the really refined grain. So if you have a choice between a quick oat and a steel cut oat, the steel cut oat is going to give you much more staying power, and it's going to help you with your fat loss results way more than the quick oats, because the quick oats are going to digest so quickly. So choose those fibrous carbs. One thing I know for certain, everybody needs lots of veggies to thrive. And I don't like giving people meal plans or telling you exactly what to eat, because I don't think that that's maintainable. But one thing I can promise you is your body loves veggies. You can't get too many. If weight loss is a goal, if health is a goal, if disease prevention is a goal, get more green leafy veggies, any kind of green veggies, really any vegetables at all, but just as much as you can. The next thing is protein. A lot of my clients, I work in the fitness world, and a lot of my clients do not get anywhere near enough protein. So getting those high quality protein sources, veggies have protein, obviously meat has protein. I love to use a high-end vegan protein powder that really helps my body thrive. Greek yogurt, there's tons of ways to get protein. Last couple of things, fat is your friend. So many people are afraid of fat, but your body likes it. It's awesome for you. You just have to make sure you're eating quality fats, not like junky trans fats, but like avocados, salmon is awesome, nuts, things like that. And don't be afraid of fat. Avoid that low fat stuff because it's junk. And when they take the fat out of something, they always end up putting in other flavorings and junk into it. So just eat the real thing, enjoy it, savor it. I'd way rather see you have, half a cup of full fat ice cream than like 2 cups of some junky stuff that doesn't even taste good and just laden with chemicals, but it's low fat. Eat slow digesting foods within 2 hours of bedtime. So the worst thing you could have before bed is like popcorn or Cheerios, crackers, rice crackers. Those things are going to digest like that. And then you're going to have all this excess blood sugar circulating. And when we don't exercise or use our brain or move our bodies, we don't burn off those really quick calories. And so they become body fat while we sleep. So if you want to have a snack before bed, the best thing you could ever have is like a little handful of almonds. It's great to have healthy fats and proteins before bed, but stay away from those quick carbs. So stay away from the cereals and the popcorns and things like that. And this is all, just take it with a grain of salt. These are fat release tips. I'm not saying that this is like, I'm never going to eat popcorn before bed or watch a movie and eat popcorn again in my life. But if you are hoping to release body fat, these are just kind of not rules, but guidelines on how your body will do that more easily with certain food choices. Last couple things, drink more water. I mean, this one's a no-brainer. I've always got a huge water bottle wherever I go. Water increases your metabolism, makes you feel better, you have better energy. And what's really cool is a hydrated cell works at a better metabolic rate than a shriveled up dehydrated cell. And so that means you're gonna have a better ability to naturally burn calories at rest when your cells are hydrated. Another thing is a dehydrated cell is more susceptible to mutations and disease than a hydrated cell. So drink up, 8, 10, 12 glasses of water a day. Can't go wrong. And the last thing, that's it actually. I wanted to say eat to the point of energy instead of waiting till you're overfull, but I talked about that earlier. So these all come back to eating healthy because you love yourself. The number one thing I'd like to say is make food choices from a place of self-love. How does this make me feel? I'll share a super quick story as I wrap up the video. But I used to drive past Tim Hortons, it's a donut shop here in Canada, and I would be like, oh my gosh, I gotta pull over, I gotta get my large hot chocolate and my sour cream glazed donut. And it was always this willpower battle. I did not give a crap about myself. I hated myself. And so I actually didn't really care how I felt. But once I started working on loving myself more and respecting my body more, now I drive past Tim Hortons and I'm like, no thanks. I don't want to have a carb hangover, be bloated out to here, need a nap right away and feel super lethargic and yucky. That's just not part of my game plan for my life anymore. And so it's not hard to be like, yeah, no, I'm not going to Tim Hortons. I'm not getting the large hot chocolate. I'm not getting the donut. It's not a willpower battle anymore. It's just a straight up no, because I care so much about my body and how I want to feel that stuff just doesn't fly. So that's what I want for you. I want you to get to that point where you love yourself so much that you only want to feel amazing. and just keep track of how foods make you feel. I like to keep a food log once in a while. If I'm getting a lot of indigestion and farting and bloating, I write down what I'm eating and an hour later how I'm feeling, and if it's like super gassy and all these things, it's something that's not working for my body. So if you get to the point where you respect yourself and love yourself more, all these changes will become easy, because a lot of people know this, but we don't take action on it. And the reason is because we don't truly care and love ourselves enough. So work on that self-love, give yourself a hug, talk to yourself like you would your best friend. If you have those nasty thoughts about yourself, I want you to use the word cancel 3 times, reframe the thoughts, because the more you love and care about yourself, the easier everything gets. So thanks for watching. Love to hear your opinion on this tip. I know there was some tips within the tips, but the overall arching theme is eat clean because you love yourself. And you can't go wrong when you do that. So thanks for watching. Leave any comments you have. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah. Look forward to sending you my 4th tip.